Dun, 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 dun. What's up? Cheryl, like, it's not live yet. What's happening? What's happening? Good people. How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct. That's right. From my bedroom. That's right. That's right. I'm in my YouTube. I have a YouTube bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know who it is right over here, right? It is the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle, and she is coming to you live and direct from the sunny San Diego, California, where they ain't pop it off. Man, let me tell you something. In broad daylight, they were shooting fireworks like as I was driving across. I'm like, dear black people, can you wait until the nighttime to pop off your fireworks? Now, I don't know. Are they popping off fireworks in your neck of the woods?
No.
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 Well, Cleveland is
Well, they
real
have them. They just have them at the bay.
at the bay. What does that mean? Where's the bay? I'm sorry. I know I'm from the hood. So I know
Well,
down the way. Down the way. If you're from the hood, then you
Sea
know
World.
about down the way.
Yeah, Sea World, where Sea World is, Shamu and Sea World, by the bay, by the ocean.
Oh my God. Shamu is still there. Oh, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. I can't believe. Let me tell y'all something. My sister, she was Shamu. Okay, my sister Monica, she loves Shamu. Let me give Shamu a big round of applause because my sister, I'm telling you, she absolutely loved Shamu. If you don't know who Shamu is, get the ham sandwich off this dang on podcast. You need to go Google who Shamu is. Although I did see a documentary. They was dog with Shamu. Why y'all do Shamu like that? Dang on, hold on. I'm sorry, it's the fourth. So I have two drinks here. I have my drink and drink, and then I have my H2O. All right. So we are on our hold on, wait a minute. Sure, I made sure I said, you know what? Let's not mess this up. In case you aren't aware, you have just tuned in to America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. You are right here on planet Pluto Pseudo, and this is officially our 44th episode. And tonight, it is all about the fake sisterhood and the world of black hair care. It is the 4th of July, and I know you guys are like, are you guys really going live? Like, my family was like, wait, are you really going to go live on the 4th of July? I'm like, it's another day in the world of hair. Where the, are we hating on the 4th of July? What's up, VK? LB, what's up, y'all? Are we actually hating on the 4th of July? It's the dark time. Everybody is like out there popping off fireworks, and we're right here on YouTube talking about the fake sisterhood in the world of black hair care. So Cheryl, what's up? Are we hating on the 4th of July? What's happening?
Yep.
See, I should have got drunk. You know,
I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Wait, independence. It's such a loaded word these days in America.
I mean, did y'all hear this fool talking about? Where did y'all see my reels? Okay, I got two. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We got Ephraim Abdullah, the one and only Mr. Ephraim Abdullah is in the chat. It's official. And Ephraim, are we hating on the 4th of July? Cheryl, like, yep. I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom didn't really do us in the red. We didn't wear like red, white, and blue. I don't. My mom was. She was like, "Pump your fist like this." Look what I got on for the 4th of July. Like,
No doubt.
um,
Fourth
I
of July.
know. I don't know. Maybe we're like taking advantage of our liberties here. I know one thing. Come November 6th, y'all better be out there voting if you guys really appreciate.
Independence.
I don't know what.
Independence.
I gotta say it like
Independence is the word.
I gotta
Independence
I
is.
gotta say it like my uncle from down south. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?
Wait a minute. Somebody sent me something, said that the barbershop owner in Atlanta lied
About what?
about not knowing it was supposed to be a Trump rally. I mean, a Trump campaign kind of event. And so they sent the evidence of the contract that he signed to make sure that he did know. So when you look at the contract, why he got all the wrong dates on it?
Let
So
me
I'm
tell
saying,
you
if y'all trying to catch the brother in the lie, I mean, at least get the contract right.
something. Okay, Weekay, Eileen, Theo, Ephraim, Lawana. Oh, we got Instagram is in the house. I know Instagram. What's up? We got Indigo Kid is in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? We got DM Com. Don't confuse DM Com 56 with Sean P. Diddy Combs. We also have GFRC Leo. What's happening? What's happening? Instagram is always in the chat. Here is my thing. That I'm just kind of like, I just don't understand. Um, when it comes to the 4th, I know you're like, don't you just a party pooper? I mean, were we free in 1776? I mean, like, what?
You're not supposed to be using critical thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't use any logic. Okay, do not use 3 things.
I'm kind of with Ephraim. We got to restore the Statue of Liberty to its original. They don't know. They ain't ready for the smoke.
Well. Here's
image of the Black woman for liberating out of slavery and winning the Civil War. They ain't ready. They don't want no. What's up, LB?
Right.
What's up, Free Nally at SBC Global.net? We got some diehards. Please, Cheryl, let's give him a round. Go ahead, Cheryl. Say something. I'm giving that round of applause. Hold on. Cheryl, hold on, Free Nally at SBC Global.net. We just some gangster booze up in here. They're like, y'all anti 4th of July. What's wrong with us?
Well, it's so funny because wait, you go back to. I mean, we got a lot of schizophrenia going on. We had Juneteenth, which was supposed to be the point, and then you got 4th of July, and then you get back in slavery. You know what I mean?
The average person is like, for real. Truth be told, it's a free day off work. Come on, y'all. Where y'all at? Come on. It's a free day off the bootleg plantation. For some of us, it's
free. It's a free payday. Oh. That's the only way that matters.
It's a free. Now, it was some bar. I'm going to tell you right now, I had to go get some effing vodka. Frida, my sister's like, could you please? I said, what would you like for me to get from the grocery store? Some vodka. I'm like, that ain't food. Anywho, hey, let me tell you something. The goose may have been loose, but barbers and hairstylists, we was on fleek today. We getting this money. So if you're a hairstylist, big ups barbershops. They were working today. It was just another day in the hood. It's all good. In the world of beauty. So that's how it goes down. Celebrating freedom and independence. Who was that? Oh, what's the? Oh, snap! Look at this. Won't he do it? Look at that. Look at Jesus. How she gonna say happy holiday, Miss Morrow? See what happened? I'm used to be, I treat you like a stepchild. Tell me bye-bye.
Absolutely to you.
What's
Uh,
up, Cess? I keep telling y'all I can't do no hair. Cecily, you
Cecily,
already know.
Cecily,
Cess,
hair love.
I
Thank you.
tell Cess on
Same to you.
24/7 if you want your hair did, don't come see me. Don't come see Spritz. Don't come see Sir Pooh. Don't go see Chris Blue. Don't go see Stefano. Don't go see Michi. Don't go see Edith. Don't go see none of them. Y'all need to go and see this beautiful. Y'all see that face right there? She's absolutely beautiful. I'm her number one fan. She is the bomb.com. I'm telling you right now, she's over at Alice's International over on Noble Road in East Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from EC. All right. Check out my homegirl, Cecily Hair Love. She got receipts on how good she is in the world of hair care, hair additions, coloring. And then hey, sure, I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm sorry. And Afro gonna co-sign, right? See that? That part. I'm gonna say this one last thing, Seth. I know you like Ladosha. How you gonna put me on blast? I'm gonna say this one thing. Let me put her up right quick, and I'm gonna go back. Seth, hey, y'all see just a little bit of her face, right? But Seth is so fine. She make the pretty lie.
Oh, wait a minute. See, it ain't no sister. Ain't no fake sister love over here.
I'm talking about Cecily finding a son of a God dang. Hey, I'm straight. I'm straight than a line. I'm paying my taxes. That's how straight I am. But sex would make you go. Hey, as you go to the night, y'all go to the nightclub.
Love you, Seth.
You better take sex with you. I'm telling you right now. Take sex with you, and she would do your hair. Okay, people be in Cleveland posting like, "Look where I just got." They don't post when I do their hair. They don't post. But when Seth do hair, they be on Facebook like this. Look, Cheryl. I'm like, ain't that a BITCH? I done did all his hair, and Seth's getting off. Oh, anywho, again, welcome to our 44th episode. We're getting you guys warmed up tonight as we talk about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. In case you're wondering, what is America's favorite podcast about Afro hair talking about when we say the term the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care? Now, we have about 5 things that makes this really fake. Number one, the failure of the natural. We got to talk about that. Number 2, as Cheryl, I got to say it the way you say it, making things up as we go along. Cheryl said that's really that's what makes us so fake. We make stuff up knowing, or maybe you don't know, that there is so much science when it comes to Afro hair care. You don't have to do that, but that's one aspect of being fake in the sisterhood. All right. Number 3, the doctors. Why is the medical community like all of a sudden they're like making hair care products? Fake. Okay. Number 4, the media. What role does Black media play in ignoring what's really happening when it comes to, Black hair care? And then number 5, the bootleg experts. You can't get more them dang on trichologists. I know it's the 4th of July and that's all about independence, but man, week A. Ain't nothing more fake. Now there's some real trichologists. I'm talking about the fake ones, okay? The fake ones. And then, of course, we're going to sum it all up, okay? We're going to sum it all up. What's really missing, okay? So that's how it's going down. So sure, let's get started with some reels. Are you guys ready? We're going to go ahead and get real. It's the 4th of July, and we are on our 44th episode of Planet Pluto Pseudo. And tonight, again, our topic is all about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. So Instagram, we welcome you to the chat. Legendary, what's going on? Mike, what's happening? Pedicure princess. Good Lord, them toes must be jamming on the one. Hey, Cheryl, do you know what jamming on the one really means?
Jamming on the ones and twos.
What is jamming on the one? My brother challenged me. Anybody in the chat, can you tell us?
Jam.
Theo from um uh the Cosby Show used to go jamming on the one, jamming on the one. Who can tell us what does jamming on the one mean? Cheryl, do you know what
Jam.
jamming on the one, jamming on the one?
Jamming
All
on the one.
right.
Jamming on the one. I'm gonna take a stab at it. And Mike one. Mike one. Mike one.
All right, who can tell us? We're ready. We're just got a little trivia before we get into these get real. Luana, do you know what jamming on the one? Ephraim, WK, Cecily, Theo, Miss Frida. What's up, Free Nelly at SBCGlobal.net. Eileen coming all the way from South Carolina. And then, of course, it's Instagram always be blowing us up. All right, so we got Miss Bald Head Beauty because bald hairs are beautiful too. Do any of you guys know? Remember, Theo was jamming on the one, jamming on the one. All right, so let's see. Does anybody know? And my brother, give it up to Shan. He's not going to join us tonight because he actually has to work tonight. All right, let's see. Nobody knows. Oh, there he is. God dang, damn it, my brother. There he is. What's up, bro? Okay, so my brother, we got shots to give him a round of applause. Hold on, Shan, I'm gonna tell them now. If I'm wrong, Shan, the chat is going to let me know. Here's a big round of applause for my brother. Shan. Do you know what jamming on the one means? So here is the official. So now you guys will know. Here is what jamming on one means. It means when the artist says go, you have to hit it on the first beat. When they
Oh,
say you gotta hit it. So if it's like don't, don't, you gotta hit it on that first beat, and then you're jamming on the one. So all of you musical artists, all of you musicians and songsters, let us know if my brother is correct that jamming on one means you gotta hit it. As soon as they say hit it, don't, 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 don't.
jamming on
Did
the
that,
one.
did that, did that, did that. So you have to know as soon as they say hit it, you are jamming on the one. So tonight we are going. Look at Ephraim. He like, yep, that's jamming on the one. All right, look at Shan. He gonna drop bars. It's a cadence. One. Oh, wait a minute, Shan. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't, don't, don't. Y'all remember Grover Washington? They don't know about that Grover, Cheryl. Man, if y'all don't know about Grover, oh my God. Cheryl, look who is in the chat. It's Esther. Oh, snap. you, you know what that means, Cheryl. Order another round. Why, Esther? It's about to go down. What's up, Instagram? We got none other than Esther T. Jones. We love you, Esther, so much. Esther is always in the chat after the lives. Esther, we love you so very much. And then Cecily is back in the chat saying she loves us so much. And then look at that. Up in the Bronx where the people was fresh. It was one DJ and he passed the test. He was down below. He was ready to play. That's right, y'all. His name is AJ. Huh. What's up, AJ? God dog it, Cheryl. Maybe we should have went live tonight. All right. So Lawana, make sure you help us out in the chat tonight because it's officially off the chain. And then, of course, Instagram is still coming through. SD Monitor News. I see you coming through, SD Monitor News. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get started with, we have two cool reels going to get you started on our 44th episode. And it's all about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. So, Cheryl, you ready for the first one?
Yep.
I think you guys gonna love this. I don't know which one. Which one should I go first? All right. So y'all know it's been trending, right? Donald Trump said that the Mexican everybody gonna take these black jobs. And I'm just wondering, like, how would you protect your sure? How would you protect your black that damn Donald Trump? Sure, how would you protect your black job? Like, what would you do to protect your black job?
It was like kung fu fight.
Ha! This one, this my here. I love Cheryl so damn, I love her so much. Now she don't know nothing about these reels, all right. So here she go. Y'all heard what she said, right? How would you protect your black job? She said everybody was kung fu fighting. Ha! Here you go, Afro. How do you protect your black job? Here you go. Protect your real black jobs. Here you go, Cheryl. Real black jobs.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
She came with the kung fu. Now,
Didn't
Cheryl did
even
not know. Look at y'all. Hey, y'all hit the thumbs up button on that one. Cheryl didn't even know that sister was gonna come back like ah. And if you don't, I don't even know who made that song. Can somebody put in the chat who made the song? Everybody was kung
fu fighting.
Those kids was fast as lightning.
That's how you protect your black.
I don't know why we like that song so much as children, but I know when we were kids, it was always about. And don't play that song around black. Whatever you do, please don't do it. Your household will just be in chaos. All right. Let's see what the chat has to say. Instagram, like y'all silly. Instagram said we need to grow up short. What's up, Instagram? I love Instagram is down with America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. And tonight again, we're talking about what? The fake sisterhood in the world of Afro hair. All right. Okay, here's the second one. Now, this reel is very interesting because it's all about real naps. You ready, Cheryl? Here you go, Esther. Real naps. Here you go, Instagram. Real naps. Real naps.
No, 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 no. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I love that TikTok is off the Richter scale. Cheryl said, if you like that right there, right now, you're ready for today's content, which is all about.
You was wrong, Kilo.
I was wrong for that. But Cheryl said, Cheryl, show them how to hit that thumb. You guys, right now is a good time to hit that thumb. Show them how to do it, Cheryl. Here we go. Right now, hit that thumbs up button.
Pump me on. Pump me on.
All right, that was raw. Okay, there was some real naps. Now, if you don't have any nappy hair, you ain't gonna be able to relate. So don't get upset. But that was some. I love that one. I don't know how everybody felt about that one. I'm not quite sure. My big brother Mo Cheeks is in the house. What's happening? What's happening? We appreciate you so very much. And Afro, what you got to say? Blacks are the new leaders in America. We got to do Booker T washing by protecting our trades. This is why the work of going down to the state to stop the reduction of hours, Tuskegee Institute. Dang, you went ham. All right, you went there. That's when your finger curls, those little pieces keep it pushing. All right, I hear you, Esther, but y'all know what those are. Those some real, we used to call up. Hey, y'all want to know what we used to say? Here we go. What's up, Ray Shelley? What's happening? Simply the book. KC19857. We're on Instagram. Miss the Bald-Headed Beauty, Legendary Art, Pedicure, thebomb.com, Indigo Artistry, and everybody else on Instagram. We love you. But you know what we used to say to that when your hair wouldn't, like, curl up in the back? Y'all ready? If you're from the projects, we would say A is for Apple, J is for Jack. Why you got them naps in the back? If you're not from the projects, I'm sorry.
I can't. Y'all.
A is for Apple, J is for Jack. Why you got them naps in the back? What's your A is for Apple, J is for Jack? You ain't got no hair in the back.
And you
gotta be.
And I remember telling someone how that is our word. White people did not create that word. You can tell because we did not. White people didn't create nursery rhymes around a word. Now we said A is for Apple, J is for Jack. Why do you? See, only us do that. Only we do that.
You sure white people did not think of that? How many people say white people came up with that?
They thought of Apple Jacks, but ain't no way that they put Apple Jacks with your hair.
We did that.
We did that. A is for Apple, J is for Jack.
You ain't got no hair in the back. We had so many. Hey, what's the matter with your Afro, Negro? That stuff will never grow. Woo! We had some jingles when it comes to that hair. Oh, yeah. I make no apologies. I grew up down the way. Oh, let me say before we get into our topic tonight, again, we are about to hop into.
You're muted.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to tell you guys a little story right quick before we hop into our 44th episode. Again, our topic tonight is all about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. So, we grew up down the way, right? Yeah. So I'm over at my aunt's house. I was over with my cousin, Miss Pooh. We was playing like this cool, like hip hop game where you had to think of the name of the end of the song, right? So, so I say, well, we grew up down the way in the projects. Here go my aunt. Now, my grandmother's house like on 59th, right? And the project, my grandmother's house was like right here, right? And the projects would be like, like right here. Here go my aunt. I was not brought up in no projects. She checked my black actor back to. She was like, I was not brought up in no projects.
And she can see it outside of her window.
And you can see them projects like, whoop, there it is. But I'm not ashamed to say, where King Kennedy at? Whoop, whoop. If you was brought up, represent your colors. The yellows is what's in the house tonight. I ain't ashamed to say we was brought up straight from the projects, okay? Anywho, let's hop into it, all right? Tonight, our topic is all about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. So what we're going to do, we have about 5 aspects of this conversation. And we're going to start the first one off. And it's all about the actual failure of the natural hair movement. People have finally, they're like, stay woke. Like, I don't know, but like, do you hear the Republicans like, it's the woke community? How the hell they jacked it for the word woke? They jacked it. Let them take that word from us. Oh man. Anywho, so the woke community says, so the natural hair movement has failed us. So let's hear what this YouTuber has to say about the failure of the natural hair movement. And that begins, to me, that sets the tone for the fake sisterhood, because remember, the natural hair community was all about being able to rock your natural hair. Right. That was supposed to be the sisterhood. Yeah. Somehow it became fake. And so let's get it started. Here's what this YouTuber had to say about the fake natural hair movement. We're going to get it started. Here we go, Cheryl.
And stuff like that. And I feel like part of the reason the natural hair movement failed was because it was never really a natural hair movement at all. The entire natural hair movement was centered around how to make your hair look as loose as possible, how to make it look as curly as possible, how to make it go from kinky and matted and quote unquote nappy to using twist outs and braid outs and, blow drying it and stretching it and doing all of these things to make it appear as close to type 3 hair textures as possible. This was the trend when the natural hair movement was gaining popularity in the 2010s. And I noticed this from the very beginning. Girls were doing lots of things like slicking down their edges, trying to make their hair look.
Absolutely.
Now, all right, chat, let's get it going. Is that what the natural hair movement was all about? Was taking that? I'm not saying 4C. Well, I gotta say 4C hair because that's how people are gonna recognize what we're talking about. So I want to start off with the stupid term, or I don't even know what you want to call it, colloquialism, lexicon, I don't know. This 4C hair. Cheryl, give us the other side of what was wrong with the hair and Africa's, when in the 60s, right? The Afro was it. So how is that what makes this Y2K, as you call it affectionately? Is that what makes the Y2K hair different from, the 60s with the Black Panthers, that they were not trying to? Or did we discover like, oh my gosh, I can take my Afro hair and put some goo, whatever goo is, and I can make it look like, is that? Because in the 60s, wasn't nobody trying to, and it ain't like jail wasn't out. Dippity Doo been out for a long. Some of y'all don't even know what Dippity Doo is. So it's not like jail is new. So what's up with that? So let's start right there with I'm trying to make my hair look like, we gonna call it good hair. I ain't got time to be playing around with y'all in this bullshit.
Strangely enough, it went from being anti-cosmetology in dealing with lockjawing on not straightening your hair. So it started principled. It didn't really start out because they had not gotten into what this whole natural hair was going to look like, right? And so, but it was very anti-establishment, quote unquote, cosmetology world. And
wait, let's stop right there. How did we get thrown under the bus? Cosmetologist? Mm-hmm. How did we, like, what we do? What us do? What we do?
Well, you are the vanguards and the progenitor. You are the successors, right, of a very rich, very innovative, cosmetically artistic, and very rich Black hair care industrial power, right? And so they wanted to do is become anti-chemical. Natural hair care started out anti-chemical first. And I'm saying they started with maybe some kind of capitalistic virtue. They wanted to do, anti-chemical, right? Then they went out of that, and then they went into food-based everything. Everything had to be food-based. So it really wasn't focused on hair till maybe about 2011. So they spent the last 2 years trying to vilify cosmetology, right? Be anti-chemical. Now they would say they're pro-natural, and I always said natural hair care, Y2K, is more anti-chemical than they are pro-natural. Because like the narrator said in that video, they were so hell-bent on making the natural birth hair look like something that it was not naturally doing.
So let me just kind of, girl, you look good when you back that stuff. Okay. So I want to back it up just a little bit. All right. So in the hair salons, all right, I remember going to the IBS, like the beauty show,
Mhm.
maybe like 99, somewhere around that time. And so the internet was just getting started. And behind the chair, if you're not familiar with that, remember this particular podcast is for the professionals. Okay. So visit behindthechair.com. And so behindthechair.com was letting cosmetologists know in the early, like 2000s that the internet was coming in. Now, when I went to cosmetology school, they were teaching us we had zero competition. Because here's the argument. What's up? What's up, IG? I see you in the chat. If you are a cosmetologist, please share your content, share your thoughts with us. That our industry was recession proof. That no matter what, women and men were like, I don't care what y'all, I'm getting my hair did. Okay. So we were supposed to be recession proof. And so therefore we didn't have like a lot of competition. Here comes the internet. Now, here was my thing. I kind of thought the internet was a joke. So if you're a cosmetologist, just let me know. I'm like, I can't see women turning to a computer for advice when you have a human. So let's kind of start there, because now you're saying that the natural hair movement was an anti-chemical movement. But in our world, chemicals never left. That's my problem.
Right.
I mean, they like, well, the sales went down. The sales went down maybe over the counter. But in the hair salon, Jerry curls, or carefree, I don't know, whatever y'all want to call them, relaxers, we were still doing now. So I'm going to stop. Let me pause right there. Okay. So we had a world that was pseudo right here on social media, but in the professional world, women never stop relaxing, I do Jerry curls every week. Take it from there.
Right. But I want you to
To
understand
your point that, they were anti-chemical.
Okay. But you're conflating the salon world with the retail world. And when the layman person that replaced you, which was the influencer, because they were carrying an anti-chemical, anti-establishment, that's why the influencer replaced you. Because they were saying, stop, don't listen to them. They are part of the machine and the establishment. They have an agenda, and they've lied to you all this time. They are pushing chemical and toxic this and toxic that. See, they started with a virtue, right? That they were coming in to now bring in the new era of, we're going to step in. The cosmetologist is out to do this to you, and to vilify cosmetology, vilify salons, and that whole professional cosmetology world. Okay.
Okay. Now let me give you some thoughts here right quick. Now Instagram is in the chat. What's up, Sonia Salam? Rest in peace to your brother. My condolences. I just want to let you know my condolences. So Sonia is saying that marketing mayhem is a mother. She's also saying she's not a cosmetologist, but people turn to TV long before the computers. What's up, Easy Breezy? I see you in the chat. So maybe the television was like a precursor to what you're talking about, or was it solely social media? Like,
well, remember, and
thank you, Sonia, for that comment.
Yeah, and to maybe make her point, you had the infomercial of the 1990s. I could make that point, but Hairstylist was in the infomercial. It was they were professionals. So it went from lots of natural acts. It went to Rio, went to Copa, and then keratin, and then Yuko, and then it went to, things of that nature. And then you had Win. okay, and Chaz Dean, and then you had a couple of other ones locked in there, but they were professionals in those infomercials, and they highlighted the hair being professionally and had a set of instructions in order to get the result. Wasn't They weren't making up new terms, they weren't making up fake names, they weren't making up things that they just made up, like hair shrinking, just co-washing, things of that nature. Okay. And so but it was starting with a virtue. They were going to save the Black woman's hair, and they were going to want you to be
Okay,
accepted. So,
but just kind of, I see, I definitely hear what you're saying, but I'm trying to figure out in the fake sisterhood, because remember now, in Black hair care, we were all in this together. So can you tell me at what point did the divisiveness, I don't know if that's the right word, okay, in the sisterhood between Black women and the cosmetologist, and then we see that I got Asanya, we're following you with the TV came first, but where did social media divide the cosmetologist from the consumer with this? I can make, because they can't. Now they're here today saying you can't take 4C hair and make it into 3A, or I don't know what they call them. I'm with you, Esther. What the hell are they talking about? So do you know at what point or why? Or I'm just trying to get it, because we're talking about fake. At what point, at one point, we were all together. But you're saying that the natural hair movement said, no, the cosmetologist is the enemy.
well, when you mean we were all together, there's always a professional world and there's always a retail world. There's always
Okay.
a professional world and a consumer world. Okay. And the influencer of the Y2K movement wanted to split that, because the industrial juggernaut we know as Black hair care, right, was wired through the salon, wired through the cosmetologist, and wired through the professional trade shows, okay, like the International in New York, like the IBS, and like the Long Beach Guild. I mean, that we really had everything in this industrial infrastructure. The influencer said, let's go anti-establishment, okay, and let's take care of ourselves. And the fake sisterhood started to coalesce in what we call the festivals, okay, the
Ah,
and the expos, and then
ah.
began to coalesce separately. The funny thing about them is that once they went along, they knew that they couldn't survive without companies like L'Oreal. You would have one company fitting the whole bill so everybody else could come in, and so they couldn't really finagle and live and build expos very strong without big marketing muscle, right? And then you had BeautyCon, and then you begin to rely on Essence Festival. Started having all of these influencers and book them and come into the beauty section. And so they kind of split the cosmetology world and said, you guys are the other and you guys are over there, and we have the sisterhoods back. Now, we already know how that worked out, but that was their modus of operandi. That was their
Wow.
goal in terms of now. The interesting part is that we're over here. Black hair care has always been Black owned, Black access, Black innovative, Black everything fueled into the salon. The peculiar thing about their behavior is that they created an other, and now they created, we're Black founders now. And
Right.
so,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
right,
my thing,
this,
excuse me. Now, what I'm about to say, I truly don't mean to offend anybody. Okay. But it is going to sound offensive. So attack me. I'm not even going to be upset, but I get it. I just find it hard to believe that Black women, intelligent, and I'm not talking about, but intelligent Black women fell for the okie doke. So
Yeah.
now, given to what you're saying, I'm going to give a segue, right, into how the professional world kind of really got drawn in, because to me it's kind of like a cult that they deliberately set up this facade or this fake thing that cosmetologists and chemicals were the enemy, and that something was wrong. The only thing that was wrong to me, I shouldn't say wrong, I would say just said missing in Black hair care, was making the connection between the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques. So here we have a PhD who's really drawn into the world of natural hair, and to your point, the divisiveness between your social media influencer and your cosmetologist. And let's hear what she has to say about hair. Here we go, Cheryl.
I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you right now. So tonight I will be talking about psychotherapy, but with the subtitle of Black Heritage, History, and Healing. So I don't know if you all have heard of the term psychotherapy before. If somebody else is talking about it, that's not the legit stuff. This is the real thing. Psychotherapy, I made the word up, right? Once you get a PhD, you could start making up new words. Love the art of doing hair. And I was a psychology major, and I remember talking to my Aunt Brenda on the phone one day, who she's now an ancestor, and telling her, should I study hair or should I study psychology? And so she said, well, why can't you do both?
All right, so here is, she's a PhD, Dr. Afia in Basilica. She was also a part of the Texas exhibit at the Kent State University, Texas exhibit that your dad donated the bulk of the artifacts to. So here we have a PhD student who saw what she felt was a gap, and between the emotional part of wearing your hair, quote unquote, natural. So now you have the natural hair movement who's divided, but you have the world of academia who's really now getting immersed. So to me, it's starting to get a little bit out of control. So where are our cosmetologists losing ground with the influencer? And now, Cheryl, we have your PhDs, your masters, your doctors are now entering. I call it encroachment. I know y'all say, you're a hater, but tell me what's going on here, because cosmetologists are like,
right. Well, once hair became a type, you took it out of the scientific world.
oh, say it. We got Seamaster Scrap over on Instagram. We got Quiet Storm. They coming through. So once hair became a type, y'all better get ready. Put the hammers in the chat. Once the hair became a type.
Right. Once we embrace, the Y2K now had their own scientific, what we call iconology. They had their own lexicon. They started creating their own verbiage. They created, like she said, they made up words, right? And it really is a kind of, I would probably brainwashing, in terms of now making them think that this is the first time in history that they were embarking on being chemical free. Like, we never did that. And so when you sell it like that, and then you match it with terms like hair typing, then you divorce it from all of the other past history of scientific credence and validation and documentation and research and all of the stuff we've done from beginning of time up until the 1999. You made it all over. You just made it brand new and you just made it up as you went. And she said, I'm sure psychotherapy is quite defunct at this point, because at the end of the day, there's only so many things you can make up until you.
Well, Sonia Salam over on Instagram is saying she did a carpe diem. She seized the day. She saw an opportunity within. Now, remember, Cheryl is taking us through this phase where you have the influencer, you now have the medical or the collegiate, your PhD people. So now they're coming in because they've created this facade. And so here's this PhD who said, I see a legitimate. She said it's legit that the mental part of natural hair, or what Black women like cosmetologists had never addressed, because she's in her dorm and she's doing this for free. And it is as if cosmetologist has never addressed the mental part of what she's saying is real. And Sonia is saying that she seized the opportunity with that term psychotherapy. So our cosmetologists, are we like being lazy and we're not like on the cusp of, like, are we are we just like, we just kind of missed the mark maybe?
Well, she would not have known that, because of course, if she did not study professional consultation and she had not done any type of Afrophobia or eager Afrophilia, if she has never done any consultation or cosmetic trichology, she had never done that, she probably would not have known that. And I think that one of the things that Y2K Natural movement did offer, it allowed them to do what racism does in this country. It allows you to create an other and for you to ignore what has already happened.
Yeah. And that's really important. You're talking about what already has happened. Now, the natural hair movement. What's up, Sir Pooh? I see you in the chat. I'm about to give you a big fat, round of applause. But now the natural hair, you talk about this all the time. Why do you think, in the spirit of fake sisterhood, why did to me, they deliberately omitted what happened before? So what was that all about? Because again, cosmetologists, we're sitting here like, y'all really falling for this bull fragger pagger knackle? But they did. We can't believe y'all went there.
Well, and let me just say this, and I was and I mean this sincerely. You always fall for something when you are deprived of something. And the industrial Black hair care's answer to every movement and every trend is to be able to give them a professional representation. But when you market that you're anti-establishment, well, then you have no connection to your inheritance. You're breaking it down. You're having a tower moment, and then you say it's the same kind of movement that of BLM did to the civil rights movement. Okay. It's almost like they know it happened, maybe some semblance of it happening, but they want to start over and rebuild something. Now,
maybe to their point, I'm not going to hate on the natural hair people or the BLM, but maybe they're saying, Ladosha, you, Ephraim, Sir Pooh, all you licensed cosmetologists, you guys have missed something. What did we miss? Tell the truth according to proof. What did the professional world of barbering, and because barbers feel the sting. The natural hair movement has totally ripped apart. Now hair, so not totally, but they pretty much, So what did we miss? So sure, you're going there because Instagram. Everybody's in the chat. Seamaster Scrap is out of New York. These cosmetologists, we're all from all over the United States and maybe even the world. What did we miss that would make them say what you're talking about?
Well, first of all, the professional didn't miss anything. Because you have to remember, it didn't start with the commercialization portion of Y2K natural. It started with locks and chops, Kemet kinks, dreads. It didn't start with the one we're talking about today. It started in the locks and the braids. That is how it, and that was really compacted with culture. Y2K is completely retail. It had nothing. It was based on product. It was a movement of product. And that is one of the reasons why it has not rendered the cultural significance, the same language, heritage of language. It has not created legacy brands. It has not created the same things that we are accustomed to as a culture.
So you're saying Miel Organics, Shea Moisture, Uncle Funky's, all of these brands that we're seeing, in like Target, Miss Brown, Tabitha Brown. Now we have Rihanna, and now we have Sacred. Well, we have Sacred. Now we have Rihanna. We had Gabrielle Union. We have Taraji P. Henson. You're saying that these brands will never, ever be a California Curl, a Johnson's, a Luster's. They won't make it to that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They're not going to make it to legacy brand.
Okay, pause. How many people in the chat on Instagram, and Esther, we're going to get to your question in a moment. Please also, any questions from Miss Morrow, because y'all know Kilo, I'm the ultimate instigator. Drop them in the chat. But for right now, how many people agree with Miss Morrow that your popular trending brands right now, we're talking about Miel Organics, we're talking about Shea Moisture, we're talking about Sacred, we're talking about Rihanna's new Fenty hairline that just dropped maybe like a week ago. How many people feel that these brands will never be legacy brands? And Cheryl, define, legacy brands while we wait for them to drop an answer yes or no in the chat. What do you mean by legacy brands?
Legacy brands, which means that they come out of the generation that they created them in, and then go on to another generation. Generation is about 20 to 25 years. Ooh. Every brand that you mentioned have started in that generation and then became defunct or irrelevant or flatlined or acquired by and swallowed up by another conglomerate.
I gotta drop the bomb on that one.
That's what I mean.
Dang, Cheryl, you just
please and thank you.
Oh, God, Cheryl, that's
but to also answer Esther's question, at the same time when you say Ladosha.
Oh, let me read it for the people on Instagram. Esther, our dear friend, says, what do you think would have been a good response from hairdressers once their clients started expressing an interest and to stop flat ironing or relaxer services? You can answer, and then sure, I'll answer it. Any cosmetologists in the chat, feel free to answer Esther's question as to what do you think would have been a good response from us once the client started expressing an interest in stop flat ironing or relaxer services. So Cheryl, you say what to that? Thank you, Esther.
Well, when Ladosha says that when Y2K natural happened, right, and locks happened and braids happened, locks was, you had Soul to Soul, you had all the influences of Y2K, you had that early 90s look of locks and braids, right, with Poetic Justice, with Janet Jackson. You had all of that stuff already going. But it's so ironic that we don't understand that all clientele exists at the same time. So is when the Jerry curl or the California curl, the cold wave curl still was in demand, you was still relaxing. there was always also clients that were natural at the same
Right.
time.
Okay. So,
So go ahead.
okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted to say that. And I hear you. Instagram is, ooh, sure they vibing with you. Quiet Storm. It's just the
Does
name
that
of,
make sense?
yeah, it does. She said
So
there's just a name on the bottle. No real education behind it. Again, Sonia Salam is saying that they're just selling images. What's up, Frank Brown? What's up, Custom Glide? Okay, what's up, Custom Glide? Lily in the chat. We see you, TKO. My homegirl Condra is over in Arizona is coming through in the chat. And so my thing, I'm and Shan, my brother, he works with me in the salon as a salon coordinator. They never left. I mean, we're in the salon working. First of all, truth be told, let me just go on the record to say, cosmetologists ain't never really pushed relaxers on nobody. I'm just talking, I'm telling the truth according to proof.
Then
We wasn't pushing. It wasn't like
there
everybody that came in the hair salon was getting relaxers. Professionals has always been to do what the fabric calls for according to the lifestyle. So the lie, that's the fake sisterhood. The fake sisterhood telling y'all that we were pushing relaxers on people who didn't need it. Maybe, apparently, there were a lot of cosmetologists who were doing that. But for the most part, because we're still standing, whoop, whoop, we were never pushing chemicals, and we're not anti-chemicals, but we didn't do that to everybody. We still use the straightening comb. We still use hair grease. So so on that note, let's
but the twist and locks and all of that stuff and twist up, all of that started in the early 90s. It didn't start Y2K natural hair care in terms of the fake sisterhood, in terms of this topic, began when the Y2K was about curling puddings, curly this, hair typing.
And please add, they didn't want to take their ass to cosmetology school. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Sir Pooh, they didn't want to go to cosmetology school. So they like, because they ain't never taught. Yes, they did. Please stop saying that. But let me move on to the next one, which is doctors who are now entering the world of natural hair. Now, this is where I get real ignorant up in here. Please hit the thumbs up button right now if you like this content. Come on, y'all, hit that thumbs up button. Now we have the doctors are in the house saying they can create products and help you with your quote unquote 4C natural hair in the name of what I call the fake sisterhood in the world of black hair care. Here we go, Cheryl.
So let's start with the pathology. So when you look at Afro ethnic hair and you go along the hair strand, it's not equal diameter along it. For every twist and turn, there is a change in diameter of the actual hair strand. So it becomes thinner where the twists are happening. And if you do a cross section of African descent hair, it's an ellipsoid shape rather than a cylindrical shape, which is what Caucasian hair has. Afro-ethnic hair also has a lower water content. So what does this mean in a practical setting? It means that the hair is more susceptible to breakage because of all the twists and turns.
Dr. Vanita Rattan, she's got a PhD. She's an author. She is a cosmetic formulator. And again, she is a PhD, a real legitimate doctor, unlike Key Lolo, Cheryl, Morrow, Sir Pooh, Cecily, TKO Hair Studios, Quiet Storm. You are now tuned in to America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. We don't have our PhDs, but here she is talking about, what the French toasted bologna sandwich. Help us out when the PhDs are now on social media. The elliptical. Take it away, Cheryl.
Now, once again, I know we have a very short memory, but it's very important for us to talk about things because, And one of the things that me and you and Ladosha talk about all the time, you always have to talk to someone who actually remembers, right? The whole doctor dermatology bullshit, PhD bullshit, that got in there around 1991, 1992. Y'all remember? Because they started with African pride. So white people were making products going Africa this, African this, Africa that, Africa this, because Europe, Asia, and Arab people knew how profitable that this particular huge profitable billions of dollar baby was about. They wanted in. They couldn't get in because black hair care was wired through the profession. Okay, so 1999 begins to unwind this, and they started seeing how they could get in. So then they started going to Africa, African pride, Africa's best, Africa's this. Then they switched it and went to Dr. Miracle. Remember Dr. Miracle? Dr. Murad. Then you went to, oh man, they started pouring out all of these authorities and started putting them. So if you pay close attention, you can see that it happened in the 90s. Okay. Then that is where that the black hair was trying to recover from 21 million women going bald, trying to transition out of the curl, going to back to, you know, the relaxer, and then thus you have Mazzani, and then you had the dry curl movement there for a minute with leisure curl, and then you had Wave Nouveau. There's a lot of things that you got to pay attention to in there, right? Sally's got into, they wanted black people, and then Mr. Morrow created the Willie Morrow's signature line, the enzyme relaxer without the hydroxide leg. And then we was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Here's the thing, that when those 20 million women went bald and trying to transition, they began to now say, what are they doing? What let's get the dermatologist in there, and then the scalp is screwed up, and then you have the birth of the trichologist.
Are you guys following this? If you are, please go ahead on and hit that thumbs up. The chat is rocking. Instagram is rocking. We're getting the hair. What's up? The eyes have it. Quiet Storm, I'm feeling you. My homegirl Tay is in the chat. She's all over you, Cheryl. Keep going. So now we're like,
right. So that's
okay, now we got the doctors are in the
right.
head.
Now remember, I know y'all remember. Then you started going to the hair shows, and what did you see at the hair shows? You started seeing cosmetologists in white coats. Remember that? You started seeing them, and they were this and there, and then you started seeing microscopes, and then you started seeing this, and then other brands were, and then you got on then you still having the rollout.
The public was eating this up. The public was like consuming it like chocolate and potato chips, like a salty snack in a bar. Y'all like Ladosha, what you talking about? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You did salty snack drinks. So the consumers were really chewing this up. But the media was playing like what we call it, Willy Bobo. They were trying to act like they didn't know what was going on. For example, here we go, guys. We're moving it on in. We got one more to go. Here is how the media was responding to what you're talking about.
To do the piled up pony. This is good if you got curly hair.
Great for curly hair. Okay, so all we're going to do is really get all that hair, and we want to kind of try to focus it to one side of the head.
Oh, like a side pony kind of?
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Exactly. So like the 90s are back. It's all about like rocking the pony to the side. The more to the side it is, the better. And the other thing that's really in right now is bangs. So what we're going to do is sort of undo these curls that she has in front of her face. Yeah. And like really kind of create this like bang in front of it.
Okay.
And really play with the textures of her hair. It's beautiful and kind of embrace it. And it's all about effortless looking. So if you kind of just let these go.
Yep.
And you want this all to kind of
be
connect.
high on the head though, right?
Very high on the head. As high as possible.
Okay.
And get it off your neck so it's like, you know, when you're sweating and stuff.
Yep.
All nice and high.
Super cute.
Gorgeous,
it helps
right?
to be gorgeous,
I know.
Malia.
It's not hard when it's
Okay, I'm not gonna cuss because YouTube will shut our SHIT down. But WTF? What the? Why? Now,
well, here you
why
go.
does the media sit here and are not able to deduce what Esther and Shan and Sonia Salam, Quiet Storm, and people on Instagram, people right here on Facebook, people right here on YouTube? Why can't the media decipher the BS when they say the relaxers, the formaldehyde causes cancer? Why can't or won't the media say something? Because y'all know that girl's hair was effed up and that lady needed to be pimp slapped for the shit she did to that young lady's hair. Take it away, Cheryl.
Well, first of all, you guys recognize that was not her natural texture. They had did a twist out. That was not.
That was just a rod set. That was just
right.
Girl's hair on a rod set. So,
right.
Damn. That was really disrespectful. And the media person should have been like, I'm sorry, ma'am. And I know it was live. Go for it.
Right. And so they were not truthful because that was not her natural curl pattern. They had already did her hair prior to that. But look at how now the switch comes, because the natural Y2K has allowed other races of people to be the authority.
Oh, come on. Hold on. Wait a minute, Cheryl. She said the Y2K natural hair movement has allowed other people of other
ethnic groups
to become the authority, and we say this right here to that, and that is a bomb drop situation. Shan like dropped the bomb. It's coming on through. Give it a second right now.
It dropped.
Okay, it dropped. Okay,
so what I'm basically saying is that's how we began to lose our prestige and influence and authority and expertise, our prowess and our savvy, our ownership, our professionalism, our complete proxy over the client, the consumer, the customer, the influence, the industry. We no longer became even in the Rolodex or in the contact list or even in the media list to be called to be able to do this. Only one more step here, and that's the birth of the new natural celebrity hairstylist. So now we had a whole different set of people forking through and finger combing, because we don't use combs now. And see, it all began to be what? It all was what? A bonanza for European investors to now get a hold of the buying, the spending power of Black America when it came to.
But damn, Cheryl, how'd she sleep at night? How did that woman go to bed at night on national TV with such ignorance? But to your point, of people just pretending and perpetrating. Here's our last video before we wrap this podcast up. And again, we are on our 44th episode about the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. We are giving you 5 dynamics to the topic. We still also have our book of the month, which we have not talked about. So again, Cheryl, here's our last point about fake experts, which is what you're leaning into. Here we go, guys.
Let's get into it. Does your hair look like this? Are you trying to grow your hair out and it just keeps breaking and breaking? You feel like you have no substance? may even be anemic. I talk about this all the time in the salon, but people don't want to believe me. I may not be a doctor, but I've been doing this for over 20 years and I see it all the time. At least 30% of my clients. Look at this. Do you see, like right here in this area, the hair tries to grow, but it just can't hold on because there's not enough iron. And it starts to kind of fall off towards the end. You just can't keep it up no matter what you do. Here's one of my clients with iron issues. We trim it, you can see through it.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
See all that? After 3 months, this is what it would look like. It just could not hold on. You can see where it starts in the beginning and then it just starts to drift away.
Why? Why we do this? Why? Why? We have 5 aspects to the fake sisterhood. We're talking about number 1, the failure, just the whole complete failure of the natural hair movement. We're talking about making it up as we go along. We have an encroachment. We're talking about people that are just coming in saying, you know what, and black folks just turn it over. We turn it over. Now you have doctors. They're just coming on in. They make hair care products. Now they making shit up. And the public is just sucking it up, you know, and then you have the media who just sitting there like Esther said, crickets, they part of the fake thing. And now you have these experts. I mean, what in the French toast and bologna sandwich is going on? Now the public is totally confused, and the cosmetologists right here on planet Pluto Pseudo are like, what can we do when you have that type of nonsense? So first, address the nonsense of what she's talking about with not eating or being anemic, when clearly that was surely an issue of follicle count. It was also the natural texture, also a good haircut. I mean, none of this had anything to do with protein. But Cheryl, take it away, because the public will eat that stupid, ignorant stuff up. And cosmetologists are like,
look,
what's it going to do?
I will be the first to admit that.
Be the first to admit
that one of the things that I had a problem with between the maybe let's say 2005 and 2012, maybe, right? No one taught us, because the era of social media forced hairstylists and natural hairstylists to get on and what they call do question and answers. So we had, you know, Amazon forced us to do question and answers so we could create some validity and some space between influencers and real professionals. So we started getting on the social media and starting doing question and answers. And one of the things that I began to study, and I would study the best, Kim Kimball, Dickey, Ted Gibson. I would study their style of answering questions, right? And sometimes, and I would say 90% of the time, they would not answer the question. And I began to understand that while we were working, building a living, making the money, keeping our salons open so we can keep jobs, and we can keep those lease, and we can pay our taxes and be job creators and do the damn thing. And I understand how we probably got lost in not being present in
hairstylists. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Right. And so I understand that. But as we look at and we're upon 2024, and most of those hair brands are either created by VCs and they're gone.
And
right?
VCs mean
venture capitalists.
Okay.
Yeah. And so and they also have been acquired if they have, been started, and they're gone. They're falling flat. The key here is that we have to create a new Bronner Brothers. We got to create a whole new show. We got to come together and create a whole new association. And if we
they not like us. What's up, Naomi? Naomi, I see y'all on Instagram.
No. Who's that?
Fucking fire. But
who's that?
those natural hair, like that meat organics, like
They-
they
they-
not like us.
I know, but they are evolved. They're evolved. And see, and one of the things we can't really focus on what has happened in terms of their what they're doing. We already know what they're doing. They're looking at you, Ladosha. They're looking at Ernisa. They're looking at Mr. Serpu. They're looking at all of us. They're
Okay.
looking at all of us. Now we can't get, we don't get glad, we don't get mad. We get glad, and we get that money, and we give better service, and we get into a better association, and we get to the Afro Hair Science Summit we're having this winter, right? And we begin to fill in the cracks. We begin to have a whole new conversation. And what we do, we go back to the future, and we understand, just like the fashion world, sometimes industries go through their own metamorphosis, and we reclaim our expertise. We reclaim the narrative, and we reclaim the roster and the curriculums and the syllabus. We recreate that. We did it before. We will do it again. And I'm a stakeholder because I grew up in this business, saw them come and go. But I can't now say, we have to tell them that this particular movement, if you want to be anti-chemical, or you want to be chemical free, or you want to be anti-chemical, you can do that. But at the end of the day, at least create a public message that is one that is not aligned with untruths, falsehoods, lies, and dis and miseducation. That is happened. That's what happened. And so we have to write the books. We've got to go into the state like you did, Ladosha, and spend your time with your gas and drive into the capitals. We have to get involved and make sure that the multi-billion-dollar industry that was started by
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
And our ancestors, for our enrichment. That money is supposed to go into our pockets. And I understand that they were duped, because venture capitalists now got their hands on all of this retail money.
And they ain't giving it back because the natural hair people serve them to them on a platter. And so cosmetologists, we're sitting here like deers in a headlight, like it's the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. They appear to be for Black people, but they don't realize that when you buy Tabitha Brown, when you buy Miel Organics, when you buy Shea Moisture, when you buy any of that stuff, you are not giving back to a cosmetologist who needs more education because they can't afford to pay for masters in coloring. The money is not going back into the community to a young kid who wants to become a barber but needs a scholarship to go to La Barberia or wherever they're at to get their education. The money is not coming back to the Black community, but they swear that these are what's called Black dollars. And so at the end of the day, the 5 aspects in the fakeness of the false sisterhood in the world of Black hair, which again are the failure of the natural hair movement, making it up as we go along, the doctors and all the professionals, your PhDs, your masters, encroaching on the industry, the media who's ignoring it, like, what you talking about, Willis? And then you have the fake experts. Now the cosmetologists, we are kind of not prepared to slide in and do our job because all these issues behind the coconut oil movement, the LOC, the 4C, I could go on for days, the Jamaican castor oil. We don't even have an education, to Ephraim Abdullah's point, to be able to help us address the infiltration that has totally got into the psyche of our customers. We don't have enough education to give us the verbiage to really help combat the what do you call it? The brainwashing. So as we wrap this up, and I'm going to talk about the book of the month, Cheryl, what are professionals to do with those 5 aspects that has contributed to the false sisterhood in the world of natural hair? Because now Black men, Black women, moms and dads, foster parents, you name it, they spend so much money and they're like, this isn't working. So now what are us licensed professionals to do?
Let me just say this. And I know we talked about the 5 aspects, but the 5 aspects is not a professional agenda. We have to come together in all of us. I don't care where we come together, and we come together at Ladosha at that Afro Hair Science Summit. That is not our agenda, and I know we're talking about it so we can get our mind right, and so we can really discuss these issues so these things won't happen again. However, we as professionals and ones who are interested in Afro hair science, right, and who are want to understand real chemistry, want to understand real principles of hair cutting, and like that last video, to understand cosmetic trichology, understand Afro hair from an Afrocentric perspective. We have to reset our agenda. That it was their agenda. And to come back and to also make sure that we have to reinvest. And I hope I hope every white company acquires and swallows up all of that VC, venture capitalist brands, all that bad equity, all of that whole thing. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate the entrepreneur effort, and that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I am saying is that we've got to get back on an innovative, scientific conversation, reassign our agenda, get our code of conduct, and our code, and modify our behavior, and because there's a lot of opportunity, and we talk about it on the Afro Hair Science Summit. We talk about magazine publishing. You guys need to publish books. We need to probably start buying schools. We need to, and let me just go here. We have tried, right, on the capital, in the state, and in the government level, to make sure that the regulations and the education stays paramount. But if it becomes privatized, it would only help us. So that at that point, we can teach what the hell we want to teach, so they can know something and they can have some real professional principles and skill sets.
Gotcha.
And also be able to perform in salons and bring back the other salons where we all work together, and not salon suites where people, when they feel isolated, and then that's a whole nother isolated psychological issue.
Right. We're not knocking you in the salon suites, but just a couple of shout outs right here over on Instagram. My beauty is my beauty. Thank you so much, Sonia Salam. Zanela Castillo. Thank you so much, Lotus Wilson. Naomi. Whoop, whoop. We got Quiet Storms. They eyes have joined it. We have a lot of people over on Instagram, which we appreciate you all so much for supporting us. Our book of the month, we had 2 books last month. We didn't get into it that much. We talked about The Secret. All right. And that book is by Rhonda Barnes. Our book of the month is by none other than me, Kilolo. I think this topic is befitting. My book, rather, is befitting for our theme of the month, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, July is all about sisterhood in the name of Afro hair. So we talked about it. Some of it is fake, but here we have 3 licensed professionals who are really in the throes of what Cheryl is recommending for licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and now we have our natural hairstylists in certain states. They are considered professionals. But next week we start off with Dr. Leah Love. I'm affectionately calling her the multifaceted cosmetologist, followed by Melanie Higgins Day. She is the founder of You've Got Curls in the Hair Loss Centers. And then we're going to conclude that last Thursday with Ms. Vava Boom. She is out of North Carolina, and she's the lock hairtress, the natural hair expert. And I think you all are going to be really, really impressed as we meet the demand of what Cheryl is talking about. And then also, Cheryl on her Facebook page, in case you didn't know, yesterday was Natural Crown Day. So if you're anti the 4th of July, Cheryl says on this day, July 3rd, you are coronated with texture that matters. You're divine, human, courageous, and beautiful. On the Eye of Independence Day, okay, 2024, we remember, what is that, the best?
We remember the cost of mortgaged freedom, incomparable bravery, and a consistent contribution.
The cost. You hear that? The cost. All right. I hope you guys are understanding what Cheryl is saying. If you want to see this a little bit better, then visit Cheryl Morrow's Facebook page. You can follow her on Facebook, and she also has the SD Monitor News, and you can check out her articles right there on LinkedIn and also on Facebook Live. They are absolutely phenomenal. If you're talking about leveling up your expertise from behind that chair, Cheryl Morrow's SD Monitor News and our overall Facebook post is going to be able to help navigate your conversation. And then my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. I'm just going to, feature, recommend a chapter on the plight of Afro hair, which is what we're talking about today. And that's going to be on page 36. My book is available on ebook, and you can also get your actual book on Amazon or at the RDT Hair Salon. So I'm going to read some excerpts, not tonight, but starting next week. We're going to change our time, right, Cheryl?
Yes.
This show, we are going to be changing our time from 10 p.m. to 9 p.m. EST, and that's going to be 6 p.m. PST. That's Cheryl's time. That's West Coast. So next week, and from this moment on out, our time is going to be changed to 9 p.m. because a lot of you, oh, it's so late, it's so late. So Cheryl and I, we hear you guys talking, and we appreciate you guys so much. This is a very powerful topic. It's July 4th, and you guys decided to set the fireworks off tonight on the false sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. And Cheryl has just given us some wonderful homework to do. So, Ernisa, thank you so much. Every single person on Instagram. Of course, LB, you know how much we love you. Esther, it was so nice to see you up in the Bronx. AJ, so glad to see you, Mr. Ephraim Abdullah. And of course, we have Free Nally at SPCglobal.net was in the chat. My big brother, Mo Cheeks. All these wonderful people. We appreciate you guys. WK, you guys come back and join us on Monday. And we're going to begin part 1 of our 4-part series about the behind the scenes of the ickiness we talk about this natural hair. This is going to be pretty deep. Theo, we always appreciate you, Cheryl. Close us out. You gave us some content, some information that was pretty deep, and everybody is going to appreciate it. So close us out on this topic of the fake sisterhood in the world of Black hair care. This is pretty deep.
Just to make your point, the Y2K natural is wonderful as it has been. The Crown Act came out of the Y2K, and it's a very peculiar that you would say about a fake sisterhood, because we come around this crown issue. And crown, of course, is colloquialism in terms of Black, culture. We love to say, oh, rock your crown and things of that nature. And I know it has been mortgaged out to European companies, right? And so it's got this and that and this and that. We're coalescing around something. But I want you guys to remember on this day, our job as professionals is to make sure that Crown Act actually works, because it doesn't work now. And it's supposed to work when our people need it. And they spend their money getting those lawyers. And when they enact their rights and evoke and make sure that act works, and it doesn't, it breaks my heart as a professional because my baby's got to go to school. And if they want to rock their locks and their braids and their twists or whatever they want to do, it's our job as professionals. Come on, y'all. You'll talk about 15 years, 20 years, 30 years in the game. We have to say no more. I don't care if it's Dove, if it's a white company or whatever the case. I don't give a damn who's going to put their sponsorship. But we have to put our profession where our mouth is and say, God damn it, when that law goes to a case, it better win.
Yeah.
It better win. And if we need to rewrite it, and if we need to lobby and make sure that it writes, because we know that the Supreme Court still upholds dress codes. We have that hurdle to work over. And we got to get this shit right. And we got to make sure that when a mother spends a retainer on an attorney, she expects for her boy or her girl to be able to go back to school and to throw that shit back into them schools and those learning institutions and those jobs. And as a professional, I'm not having it. We got to make sure that we get involved into the lobby. And I just want to say thank you to Ladosha for getting me really involved because you was pushing it, and we got to make sure that we get involved. And I love y'all. Happy Independence Day, baby.
All right, guys, there you have it. Cosmetologists, natural hair people, barbers. We could do a lot more, and we are up. I'm telling you, public, we hear you. We are here for you beyond the chair, as Philip Pelusi would always say. It's all about results beyond the salon. And we do have our work cut out for us, and you can count on, you can depend on all of these licensed professionals in the chat, from Sir Pooh to Cutmaster Scrap, to TKO Hair Salons, to Quiet Storm, to Ernisa, Ephraim, Cecily, Dr. Spritz. So many professionals were in the chat tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. You are on Planet Tudo Sudo, which is officially on America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. We're going to be back on Monday, and then we'll be back here on Thursday with Dr. Leah Love. And we appreciate you guys so much. And you know what we always say when we're signing out right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, and that is good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Save me some ribs, because Shirley Smith, the senator, baby, listen. I was over her house tonight, and I got my grub on. My cousin, Miss Pooh. Thank you, CJ. Got some of his delicious. Look what I got here.
Senator.
Good old mac and cheese.
Come on now.
So her sister-in-law, her niece, hey, they was over there because we called Cheryl like, hey. So you guys go ahead and enjoy your food. My sister Monica, my niece Coos, thank you guys so very much. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here on Monday afternoon, starting with So You Think You Can Do Here. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening.
Really dumb.